Welcome back, lads, and this video is actually pretty special. The reason why it's special is because of the fact that this keyboard is actually a sponsored unit, and I'm actually quite happy about it because I've never done this before in terms of a company reaching out and saying, hey, we'd like you to unbox and review our product, and you can choose between this and that. At first, I was like, there's no way. And then I looked more into it, and I was like, oh, wait, these are the people. They're not scamming me at all. And it's interesting because in the email that they forwarded, they actually asked many other people to review this, such as Abiadol and Squashy Boy, along with other people. But they chose me, a Genshin / keyboard keyboard content creator with just a little under 2,500 subs. So big thanks to Kludge for sending this unit out for review, and they even let me choose which one I wanted. This is, again, very special to me. And those that have been on my channel for a while now know that I've actually covered this keyboard, at least this form factor, before. This is the RK71, and the RK71 is something that I actually modded, but I never actually reviewed and unboxed. I answered some questions, but it doesn't mean that I actually reviewed it. So now, this is an actual comprehensive unboxing / review video. So, I'm not gonna waste any time. Let's open this bad boy up. And I always like Royal Kludge packaging because it always has this pretty cool sort of carbon looking colorway on their boxes, which it's not anything too fancy, but it tells you exactly what you're getting. It has all the necessary bells and whistles. It's just the layout on the bottom, if not on the top sometimes, and just the box. So once you open it up, you can see that we have our manual, we have the keyboard itself. It should come wrapped, but I actually opened up the box beforehand in order to make sure that nothing was broken or anything. So we have the keyboard. I got mine with RK Reds. And in the back, magnetic feet, ring keycap holder. You have the very clean looking white rubber USB cable. And of course, the main selling point of this keyboard is the fact that this entire package is yours for $50. Of course, plus shipping and handling, but the base price, gross price, is $50. And you can actually take off a little bit of that because Royal Kludge on Amazon almost always has % off coupons. I got this thing for 5% off. So with this comes, of course, everything you need for a plug-and-play experience. And you also have a lot of features, such as all of the media keys that you would come to know with pre-built keyboards. You also have 5 devices you can pair up to with wireless capabilities. And the reason why I say that is there's a little switch on the back. Usually you would think, oh, I wanted a dongle. And at first I thought I was actually missing a component of this package. But then I realized, wait, there's a switch over here. So this thing is both wired and wireless, which is actually very useful. This also comes with Mac and Windows compatibility, as you can see from Win and Mac. And a very special layout where it's kind of in between the 65% and the 75%, because you don't have the function row, right? But you still have the nice navigation cluster, only missing one key. It's fine. I don't know why pause is here, but we'll just let it be. And the keycaps are actually Doubleshot ABS. The sub-legends are actually printed on, but I tried rubbing them off, they didn't come off. So I'm assuming these things are actually pretty good. And I think Doubleshot ABS stock keycaps are pretty good in general. They're not going to be spending all of their money trying to make the keyboard that is already going to be budget have insanely good keycaps. So I'd say take and appreciate what you have, and the Doubleshot ABS keycaps of this nature are pretty good. It's not the gamery font, it's not the blocky laser ablated ABS things. It's proper Shine-thru Doubleshot ABS. And to the average person, I think that's completely fine. Sure, you can get an RGB version of this. I actually have that version, but if you don't want to pay extra for pretty lights and just have like a standard color of white, then I think it'll be fine. As a matter of fact, let's turn on the keyboard right now. So you have a clean sort of teal backlight, It's mostly supposed to be white, but I'm pretty sure like we'll just cast it off as blue. And you can see over here there's a little bit of red hue here, and the reason why it's red is because it's charging. And on the side here has a very tasteful RGB. So even if you are wishing for a little bit of RGB, but you don't want it in your face, then why not have it displayed on the side? I'm a fan, because I don't like big RGB in my face thing, unless if I want it, you know. But even if I did want it, it gets sickening after a while, at least in my opinion. So I just don't feel like paying the extra buck to flesh out something that would become a light show and hurt my eyes within like 2 hours. But yeah, so you can toggle between Windows and Mac mode, and everything in the manual tells you what you're supposed to do. And if you press FN and Home, which is up here, there's a little button that signifies a little sun symbol. It changes the lights. You can turn it on to breathing, you make it faster, make it slower, have it go through waves, go through a little circle, have a little raindrop sort of effect, everything that you would really want. But I like to keep it static. You can also increase the brightness of it, or decrease it, and of course how fast the effects go, but you can figure those for yourself. But the special part of this keyboard is the fact that, of course, it also costs $50. And so with $50, you would expect super rattly stabs, really scratchy squishes, and just overall poor build construction. But I am glad to say that the budget market is getting a lot better. Yeah, before we go, let me try to use this thing in Bluetooth mode. I currently have my iPhone 6s, and it does have Bluetooth capabilities turned on. So let me unplug this, put this back where it belongs, and allow me to turn on the keyboard. Doot! Yeah, there we go. Okay, so most likely what it wants me to do, let's go into the manual real quick. It says to long press any of the 5 keys here and it'll start pairing. Okay, cool. So let's do FN plus E. You see that's rapidly blinking, and I can go into my settings, Bluetooth, and if you look on the bottom, RK keyboard 5.1. And when that happens, I'm now paired. You can see it stopped blinking. And let's go into notes, and I'll just create one, sure. And pretty good to me. I don't really feel much latency, so it's perfect for everyday use. I don't really game with wireless keyboards. I know the wireless mice are all the hype right now, but honestly, I could care less. It functions as it should, and that's what matters. Let's listen to the stabilizers real quick. They're not the best, but it's definitely better than a lot of stock keyboards of yesteryear. So, stabilizers, I give it a solid 4 out of 10, 4.5 out of 10. And of course, you want to have the stock typing experience, so allow me to type for approximately 30 seconds. So of course the main selling point of this keyboard is of course bang for buck. And I think Royal Kludge has always been good at that. Because, think about it, if you have this, which is a wireless keyboard, plus a wired mode if you really want, a really good layout between a 65% and a 75% with the functionality of a 75%, but you don't take up as much real estate vertically. And you also have the ability to pair up 5 devices if you want to use it wirelessly. You can also swap between Windows and Mac. You can also lock stuff like gaming stuff, and you also have all the functionality that you really want. Plus, standard, magnetic feet, which is a pretty cool addition rather than flip out feet or having no feet at all, and a cable. All that for 50 bucks. And I've covered more of Royal Kludge in the past. I had the RK84 with the U4s that I modded, but I did make an actual regular video on that. And I also covered the RK87 or the Sync 87G, where I actually did unbox and do an experiment for my friend, and alongside with my own Blurst keyboard, which you can also see in the right hand corner. But of course, like I said again, 50 bucks for a keyboard that just does its job, and it is pretty functional for how much you paid for it. And it's just sort of what Tay Keyboards said a few years back. The budget market is ever growing, and the budget market is ever improving. Of course, me with my pretentious needs, I'm going to be looking here and be like, I'm going to use my DOV2 instead, because that thing has 8008 inks, it's got looped and modified stabilizers, it's got my JTK keycap set on it, and it's made out of aluminum. Sure, but when it comes to having a look at a budget side of things, it's always good to look back and kind of examine where you came from. Not everyone back in the day bought a Razer keyboard. Not everyone back in the day bought a Corsair K70. Not everyone back in the day was starting up their first keyboard as a custom. Most of you who are looking at this probably are looking to upgrade, if not get your first mechanical keyboard. And if you did buy one before this, it's probably one that's even cheaper, perhaps 30 bucks, ones with Altamira blues and non-loop stabilizers and just a massive gamer font sticking out for about 30 bucks. Right? And I'm just glad that we're steering away from that, because as a matter of fact, I haven't seen a gamer font keyboard in a long time. When it comes to Royal Kludge and their offerings, from a TKL to a 75% to a 70% to a 65% and even a 60%, and they even offer this in RGB. Even some of the keyboards are hot swap, and even some of the keyboards are both hot swap and RGB. Anyone that's been going around Amazon looking for their first keyboard, in my opinion, they probably are going to enjoy anything that they offer, because it's just a wide selection. And are they paying me to say this? No. But is this what I think? Yes. I know there's other brands out there, right? And you can link me all the other keyboards that you can find on the budget, because on YouTube, most people probably have made lists, the top 5 mechanical keyboards that offer this and that. But it's always good to look at something that's just something you would find on an Amazon page while browsing. And to me, the RK71 serves that purpose. So, other than that, I hope that this video was informative. I will answer any questions in the comments, and perhaps I will get an update of whether or not this thing will be functional in about a week's time. But until then, thank you for tuning in, and I wish you a good day.